All right, my beloved, we want to take a trip down memory lane. We want people to think of how life got the way that it is, how America got to a certain position. I'll tell you, financing. We were offered consumer credit when we didn't have the money to pay it back. We were offered student loans when there weren't jobs for you to get to pay the loan back and become successful. And the people above us, we financed their six-figure fucking incomes. Yes, enter into the mind of a business. A business is not making the money right there, like sale to sale, like a salesperson, a percentage per each sale, attached to each item sold, a cost of goods sold kind of thing, costing for labor. It's done differently, right? We know that. Your labor is financed, right? The whole concept of the thing is financed, right? So your six-figure incomes in the tech industry, when those companies failed, because a lot of those companies failed, let's think about this. How did those companies fail, but people get paid six-figure incomes? It was financed. America financed the overabundant incomes of the last 20, 30, 40 years. People are making six and seven-figure incomes because of financing. America financed your wealth. It's all financed. None of it was actual value, right? And then they let you get into the finance game. Part of the stock market, all that stuff. Sell you bonds back, right? So we just financed all these businesses which went insolvent and all these banks which went insolvent because the businesses were insolvent, right? We let them get back in the game. You can't get back in the game. You'd have to do bankruptcy, 7 years, all sorts of shit. Gate kept. They jump right back in the fucking game and speculate on you again. They're speculating against you and you're financing your own wages. You don't realize those six and seven figure incomes are fictitious incomes that exist because of business financing. And it's the public that business finances. Yes, businesses should have their own fucking finance pool. That international finance pool, those corporations should have their own pool to speculate against themselves. These corporations prey on you and speculate against you in your own market. Meanwhile, you're like, oh, help, give me a job. They'll never do that, guys. They'll never give you the value that you think you are because you're an economic battery for them. Your parents got those great wages. If they're ever going to stay, I don't think they're going to stay because business financing really needs to change. We're failing because we're allowing businesses to finance at such a high level. Is it that people should click buttons and make hundreds of thousands of dollars? Come on. They're not adding that much value. Value has structure, shape, quantifiability. It's not soft skills, good to talk to people, all that. That has value, but that's not six-figure value, right? Because value should be attached to the thing that creates it, the concept that creates it, right? We shouldn't be all on contingent consignment, I don't think, but there should be something that establishes value, right? These businesses should not be speculating against our incomes. They shouldn't be speculating against our purchase capacities, right? Because that's their income too. They should be paying taxes on the portion of the monetary supply they take and finance with. And it should be separate from ours. There should be no bond selling to the public, right? Bond selling should be to governments and industries, right? And corporations, not to people. There should be no public bond buying. There should be no American war bond. There should be none of that. That should be all corporation and government business. They should be kicking their own can down the road. And we should have a separate finance pillar so that we are not attached to the success and insolvency of businesses and governments which have never maintained solvency. But we have to maintain perfection, right? Maintain perfective solvency. Meanwhile, they prey on our solvency with all the fucky shit and the speculation they do, guys. Y'all knew that's what that's. This is all because of their speculation. We have a situation we do because there's people that are able to get the financing before us, right? You know, that's capitalism. Someone was lucky enough to get the financing. They're not adding value, but they plan to. But they may never make it to it because their endeavor may fail. Meanwhile, that we absorb. We absorb that. That company disappears. The LLC that owned it, the parent company that owned it, they disappear. Because they're not really responsible. They're limited and irresponsible. But we part out Americans. No. Americans should be parting out businesses to survive. Not businesses parting out Americans to survive. They should be speculating against themselves. And we got people who click buttons all day long and make money and don't think for one moment, is this a problem for society? Because I'm only getting this because of the certain kinds of financing available for me. Okay, so I'm insulated for however long this goes. Well, that's a problem because you're at the very tip end of this being a thing. It ought to not be a thing. And realistically, digitally, they're going to get rid of it. When it goes digital, I don't think there's going to be speculation like there is now. I think you're at the very precipice of it. It's the end of its days. I think we need to go back to, you show up and make value. You Capricorn, you Saturn, you do the thing. You show up, you get an opportunity. Not go over there, you don't have to have the skills. You just talk to them, right? You get something, right? That kind of just roll into shit. No, you need to go somewhere, learn something, show up somewhere with an education on something, or get under somebody's wing and get apprenticized, right? It needs to go back to applied merit to stuff. This place has been lifted above its merit, and the people that are controlling it have been lifted above their merit, and they don't have the mind that they ought to. They're uplifted, and their spirits are not upright, right? They do stuff, and they think these certain things, like they're totally cool with taking their propriety to China, giving the information to them, letting them make a bunch of stuff that you don't know if you're going to sell, come and flood our market with it, and then just do whatever you have to do to get rid of it all. Meanwhile, people absorb the negative impacts of it, but you're insulated because you're capitalism. That needs to stop. The post-consumerism economy needs to stop. We need to find out what people need and only give them the stuff that they need. Because the extra, it just ends up in the landfill. It just ends up causing lifestyles and peoples to not get opportunities. Not good. Because the boom and bust market doesn't create stability. So we're financing our own terror campaign for the corporate occupation. We're financing the high-paid wages that we're not going to pay back, and those businesses are going to fucking figure out how to roll the loans and kick the can down the road. They don't actually pay for a lot of those things. Come on, guys. It's a game. They're just trying to put as much M2 locked up in financing as they possibly can so they never have to function value for the thing that they do every day, but you guys got to out the wall every day. It's totally different. No things move. Our economy, physical, flesh and blood, and things move, right? Them, it's all theoretic. And then the products continue to move. It needs to stop. Actual value needs to be put in the place where the place is valued. AKA, you come and do a thing, you get paid for a thing. No financing. No funny, you can pay a car loan for 7 years. You can stretch it out for 7 or 8 years now. That's an entire society of products you guys can't afford. You're financing your own wages. The companies are financing your wages. You're eating the tax and all the insolvency. And then you're going to pay for unaffordable products that fall apart, but not cry out about it. But not be like, why have wages dropped? Oh, because the financing is fucked up. Your wages are attached to financing. Fuck it. Some of you guys will get it. Some of you guys won't. Later, beloved. This place, you can't see it. It's on its last leg. And it's not for the Bible reasons. It's for poor management, right? And people who, I can make money off of doing nothing, watching other people do things. Okay, that has value for you. But it comes to an end. They got rid of the robber barons. They made them have to hide all their shit. Let's get into that again. Because it's not because we're seeing so much great stuff. It's just because the regular stuff is so unaffordable, right? That's what we're going to see. What's it going to look like? There's going to be some kind of restructure, resurface. Psychosocially, we see it happening. We're experiencing it. Something happens because of those things, guys. Just some thoughts. Have a great rest of your day. Be angry at people that don't add value, that make a lot of money, that get access to finance that you never will.